Most people think they know what their animal is trying to teach them, and often they're not wrong, but they're stopping one layer too early. Now, I want to show you how this actually works because once you see it, it changes how you look at your animal completely, I find. And it also changes what actually starts to shift in your life. I recently worked with someone who was very clear about what her dog was teaching her. She said, it's boundaries. I need to set better boundaries. I need to say no more. I need to say no more often, and my no has to come clearer. And I need to be more consistent. And when you looked at the situation, it made sense. Her dog wasn't listening really. He was pushing limits and crossing lines again and again. So naturally, it did look like a boundary issue. But when we slowed things down and looked a little deeper, something else came into view, and it's not the dog, it was in her. And there was a place inside of her that didn't feel safe being loved, a place that had to deal with abandonment earlier on in her life, that had to deal and protect herself from inconsistent love, from unsafe love. And from that place, saying no didn't feel natural. Saying no didn't feel safe. Holding a boundary didn't feel steady. There was this quiet pull to stay open, to not disrupt connection, and to not risk losing it. So the issue wasn't that she didn't know how to set boundaries. It was something deeper inside that didn't feel safe to hold those boundaries. And once we saw that, everything started to make a different kind of sense. And this is something I see again and again. Animals will often meet you in something you can recognize, like barking, not listening, pulling, overstepping boundaries, testing limits. Something practical, something you can name. But what they're really doing is pointing you toward what sits underneath. So, what looks like a training issue is often an emotional safety issue in the person, in the guardian. And if you stay only with the surface, you can spend a lot of time trying to fix behavior, trying to be more consistent, trying to say the right thing at the right time, trying to get it right. But the deeper pattern is still there. And your animal keeps responding to that. Your animal isn't just reacting to what you do, they're responding to what's happening inside of you, to what feels safe and to what doesn't, to what is held and to what isn't. And when you begin to look there gently, without forcing, something starts to shift. Not because you tried harder, but because you understood more, because you went a little deeper. So if you want to take this into your own life, you can start to ask yourself, where am I focusing on behavior? Because it's easier to see, and it is, right? And what might sit underneath? And that's the really important question. What might sit underneath that I haven't fully looked at yet? And very often, your animal already knows. They're just showing it to you in a way you can slowly come to recognize. And if you've been feeling stuck in the same pattern with your animal, it might not be because you're doing something wrong. It might be because you're looking at the surface and not the root. And if you want support in exploring that, I have sessions open now. You can reach out to me directly or find more information below. And there is also a emotional mirror checklist that you can do for yourself. It's a little booklet with a checklist and some helpful questions you can ask yourself and do some journaling if you're into that. That will help you uncover what's underneath and look below the surface. And if this gave you a different perspective, let me know in the comments. I'd really curious to hear what you're starting to see.